Hello, welcome. Today we are here to solve the questions on linked list. Question is, given a linked list, count number of nodes in the linked list. So we need to return the count. How many number of nodes are there? So let's see the example. So this is a given linked list where the address of first node is given as head pointer, and we need to count how many number of nodes are there in the list, where the linked list is terminating with the null. So here in this example, count is this is node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4, and node 5. So we have 5 nodes. So we need to return 5 as the count. So this is what the very simple question that we need to do. So how we will do that? How we will do that? We need to count each node. So this is your first node. This is your second node. This is your third node. This is your fourth node. And this is our fifth node. This is what we need to do. And whatever the count was there in the last, that we need to return. And this is null is nothing but end of the linked list. So we need to return the count. Okay. Now, so okay. Now let's see. Let's take one more example. Let's see what we can do. As we all know, first node is pointed by head pointer h. First node is pointed by head pointer h, and it is containing 10. 10 is pointed to 20. 20 is pointed to, let's say, 30. And 30 is pointed to, let's say, 40. And 40's next node is, 40's next node is, let's say, null. 40's next node is null. Okay. So this is the linked list that is given to us. This is the linked list that is given to us. So 10, 20, 30, and 40. 10, 20, 30, and 40. So we need to count those things. How we can count those values? How we can do that? So let's do. So this node's address is given to us. First node's address is given to us. First node's address is given to us. As we know, to store the count, we need to have a variable. So let's take a variable called C, where the initial value is 0. Initial value is 0. Okay. Initial value is 0. Now what I need to do, I need to count. So as we know, this is the first one. Yes, right? This is the first one. So count will be increased to 1 now. Count is increased to 1. Okay. Initial value is 0. This node is a valid node. So count is increased to 1. After that, we need to move to the next node. We need to move to the next node. Okay. When you are moving to the next node, how you will move to the next node from the current node? Very good. We use dot next. So next node address is stored in the next node address is stored in which variable? Next pointer. So every node contain how many parts, guys? Two parts. One is data part, the other part is next node's address. So using this next node's address, we'll move from first node to second node. After that, is this a valid node? Is this a valid node? Yes, obviously this is a valid node. It has 20. So count will be increased to how much? Count will be increased to 2. Count will be increased to 2. Again, I'll move to the next node. Again, I'll move to the next node. How I will move next node? In this next part, I have the address. In this current node's next part, I have the address of next node. I'll go to the next node. Again, I'll see whether is it a valid node. I'll see whether it is a valid node. Yeah, 30 is a valid node. So count is increased to 3. Count is increased to 3. Again, from here, we'll go to the next node. How we will go to the next node? Next node's address is stored in the current node. So again, I got 40. 40 is also a valid node. This is my current node, which is a valid node. So count is increased to 4. Count is increased to 4. Again, I'll move to the next node. Again, I'll move to the next node. When I go to the next one, it is having null. It is having null, which means end of the list. End of the list, which means end of the list. Okay. So in this way, we need to count number of nodes in the linked list. Now, how many number of nodes are there in this particular linked list? 4 nodes. In this linked list, how many number of nodes are there? 4 nodes. So in this way, so every time we need to increase the count, we need to increase the count and we need to go to the next value or next node, next value or next node. Okay, very simple question, guys. So let me give you a brief code on this one. As I said, they'll be giving us the head of the linked list, head of the linked list. Now what we need to do, we need to temporarily store that temp node temp equal to head. We are not moving head pointer. Why we are not moving head pointer? This is the starting nodes address. If we update the starting nodes address, if we want to use the same starting node in future in the next operations, we can't use it. That is the reason we are not moving this starting node. We will store the starting node address in temporary variable and use this temp. So every time what I need to do, I need to have a variable called int count. Int count is 0. Now what I need to do, every time count will be plus plus, count will be increased. And what I will do, I will move my temporary pointer to temp dot next, increasing the count and moving to the next node. How many times I need to do? While my current node is not null. While my current node is not null. Till my current node is not null. Current my node is not null. Then I am increasing the count. I am going to the next node. I'm going to the next node. This is what we need to return. What we need to return at the end? We need to return C. We need to return C. So this is the way we will find out the length of the linked list. Length of the linked list. So this is what it is. Okay. So temporarily, this is your temporary node. Okay. Now count value is 0. Now, is your current node not null? Obviously, this is not null. This is 10. So I need to increase my C value, which means this will be updated with 1. And I'll move to the next node. I'll move to the next node. Again, I'll check, is it a null node? No, it is a valid node. Increase my count to 2. Increase my count to 2. I'll go to the next value. Again, I'll check whether is it null. 30 is not null. I'll increase the count. This will be updated to 3 and moving to the next node. Again, I'll check whether it is a valid node. It is a valid node. I'll increase this 3 to 4. I'll increase this 3 to 4 and I'll go to the next node. Now, when I got null, this is not a valid. Null is null. So I'll simply stop the process. And then we will return count. We'll return count. Okay, this is what we need to do, guys. That's all. This is what the count of the number of nodes for the given linked list. I hope you understand this one. Thank you.